Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to Sir Ridwan and you all. So, my name is EPC5063, and today I will interview with a secondary school teacher. The name is Sir Ridwan bin Azmi. So, thank you Sir Ridwan for agreeing to participate in this interview. I am glad to hear about your character education in your classroom. So, before we begin, I will ask some questions to know about your character education in your class. So, can you tell me about character education in your class?
Okay, thank you for having me, Venia. Character development are actually a very crucial aspect of learning. It is very essential that we instill positive moral values in students, in class, and also we have to do it from a young age. We start them early, okay? So we incorporate this character education into our lessons every day and also in our programs that we do at school. We do talk about being respectful for other people, being honest, showing empathy towards others.
Okay. So, in your opinion, is character education a new initiative in the school? Why?
Character development has been done way back in the years, not just now, but I do believe that in recent years it is being more highlighted right now, and that we have to also incorporate these moral values inside teaching the syllabus.
Yes, I agree with you. Next, do you believe character education should be left up to the family? Why?
Okay, parents are actually the students' first teachers. So they learn from their parents first. And us teachers in school are the second parent. So I believe that both sides have their own roles to do, to perform, and we have to act together as a team. Because it takes a village to raise a kid, not just one person.
Can you tell me what has been the reaction of parents to character education program?
Okay, here in boarding school, we have homeroom program. So homeroom program is actually when the kids are put together in a group and they act as a family here in the boarding school. So therefore they are given responsibilities, they're given tasks to do, and for now, parents are super supportive with this program. So since they are not there with them at home, us teachers are the second parents at school. So parents are super supportive, I think, and they also appreciate our efforts here at school with all the homeroom programs.
Can you tell me a little bit about maybe some assistance that you have found out in the classroom?
So if I can say something about homeroom, well, now I'm handling a homeroom in Form 1. So compared to the first day they were in school, of course most of them are shy. They don't want to speak, they don't want to volunteer, and they can't react properly, they don't know how to mingle with their friends. But through time, we have to give them time, and then they become comfortable and they feel like they belong in the family. And then I think those resistance are quite minor, I think, because in time they are going to feel more comfortable and they can do better.
Okay, so next, so I believe there are so much programs to develop the character education. So, can you tell me what is the most successful program or activities that you want to share in promoting sustained character education?
Okay, other than homeroom, I think the most successful one is the Student Representative Council. So in the boarding school, we have a Student Representative Council where we select a group of students based on voting and all the stuff to be as a medium between the students and the teachers. And these people are also the ones who have to handle their friends and their colleagues at the hostel. So by having this Student Representative Council, they learn how to become leaders, they learn how to handle stress, they learn how to handle the time between studying and doing the task. I think that is the most successful thing because in my observation, the students who finishes their study in high school, who are the SRC, student result counter, they continue being a leader even after they go out of school.
So, talking about the most successful, I'm sure there are least successful. So, can you tell me a bit what type of activities that you feel least successful?
Okay, when we do activities or programs, we don't actually measure it to be, oh, this is super successful, this is the least successful. But what we do is, when we conduct programs, we focus on the journey actually, not the destination. Because some students, they develop very late, like late bloomers. So some these kids, we cannot force them to be like student A. Cannot be, their rate of growth is not the same. Therefore, we can't measure that program as not being successful if you see there's a lot of student B in that program, right? So all programs that we do in the school aims to develop their character, especially co-curricular.
Are there any noticeable changes in student behavior or moral since you have started character education in the classroom? Can you please explain?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said just now, my Form 1 homeroom students, on the first day they registered to the school, most of them are very reserved, they don't want to speak, they don't want to talk. But now I can see the students being very proactive in class, being very active in sports too, and they do their tasks very diligently, and that is what we want in that program actually. For them to feel like a family, like they can depend on each other, they can help each other when one of them needs help.
So that's all the questions. This character education is important. Give good or positive result for students.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Learning is not just about syllabus, but we have to include all these values and the character education inside the learning class.
Okay, so that's all from us. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Today, I would like to ask you 8 questions about character education. So, as we know, character education is teaching children in a manner that imparts one or more positive character attributes, such as to make them moral, civic, good, well-mannered and non-bullying. So the first question is, can you tell me about character education in your classroom?
Okay, first of all, thank you for this interview. Right. So I would like to say the character education in my classroom is not exactly a subject like we name it moral, civic. Okay, character education in my classroom will be focusing on how we interact with each other. I mean, the teacher and the student interact, communicate. Okay, first of all, like in every MRSM or in every class of MRSM, we will begin our lesson with reciting the doa. Okay, and then the teacher will check all the hygiene aspect, cleanliness aspect of the classes, right? And then after that, during the lesson as well, we will try to project, try to highlight all the moral aspect that we notice what happened during the lesson. Okay, for example, if a student misbehave, things like speaking too loud or distracting other friends, okay, we have to address that issue. Okay, for example, another example would be when we have presentation in the class. As English lesson, there will be a lot of presentations. Okay, the teacher I will teach them starting from the beginning. Okay, before you present, what must you do? Okay, in a characteristic of how to present it properly. Okay, you will start your presentation with what? Saying greetings. Okay, and then while the student is presenting, the other friend must listen properly. Okay, no interruption whatsoever, unless they will be asked to ask questions to the presenters. So in a way, character education can be inserted in that way. So that's what happened in classroom basically. And then the teachers' interaction, communication, okay, the use of tone or voices, okay, how to address the issue, and things like that.
Oh, okay. So here your explanation about question 1. So let's move to second questions. That is, in your opinion, is character education a new initiative in school? Please explain.
Okay, in my opinion, character education is not really a new initiative. Okay, it happens throughout every lesson. It happens outside the classroom. Okay, it happens every time whenever the teachers and students have to communicate. Okay, but then in MRSM, I would like to focus on activity that is so-called homeroom activity. Okay, so for each MRSM, homeroom is something that is well known. Okay, whereby in the homeroom we will have a lot of activities like getting together and do things. Okay, do presentation, do performance, do competitions. Okay, and they need a lot of cooperation with each other. Okay, for your information, in one homeroom we will have up to 16 students. So there are 16 characters to be educated, more or less. So it's not really a new initiative.
Okay, okay. So you mean that one teacher will have one homeroom?
Yes, every teacher will have one homeroom with 16 students maximum and 16 characters to educate. So to say.
Alright, I understand. Okay, so let's move to the third question. Do you believe character education should be left up to the family? Why?
Okay, I don't believe in character education should be left up to the family only. Okay, it should begin with the family. As we know, okay, every education will begin at home or from home, and then when they come to school, okay, the teachers will act as facilitator, okay, or mentor, okay, or someone that can help guiding the kids more. Okay, it cannot be left up to the family alone. So it needs a village to raise a family.
Okay, I understand. So you mean that teacher and parents should cooperate together?
Yes, in a sense, like the homeroom just now, okay, teachers and parents sort of cooperating together. Okay, whatever problem we have in our homeroom, we will definitely tell the parents what happened, okay, so we can fix the issue, so parents know what happened with the kids.
Okay, I see. So the fourth question is, what has been the reaction of parents to character education programs?
Their reaction, yet again, so my answer will be on the homeroom activities, okay, so whenever things happen, for example, the result or the attitude or the behavior of the children, so we will tell them straight away. Okay, we will definitely tell them, so what happened, good or bad. So if it's something, I would not say bad, it's something not that good of the attitude. So for example, they always sleep or fall asleep in class. Okay, we have to tell the parent, okay, this is your kid's problem. Okay, we have tried this. Okay, we have done that to help. So now it's up to you, okay, to follow up whatever the problem, the other problem that might happen to the kids. So you know your kids better.
Okay, so according to this fourth question is, sometimes their parents will get mad or receive the feedback with open heart or others.
Some of them will accept it open-heartedly, I would say. They will say that, oh, yeah, the kids at home, it's like this, it's like that. But there are some who overreacted to certain issue. Okay, for example, in the homeroom, we have the WhatsApp group, okay, and how they respond. From how they respond, there are people who can accept it calmly. Okay, I know at home this is how the kids behaving too. Okay, and then the WhatsApp is not something in the group, it's personal. Okay, we don't discuss it openly. That's it. So that's why we get different reaction. Okay, they are not. I mean, it's the real reaction. Okay, because they are more private. It's not in open group. It's private message. So the response is real.
Okay, okay, thank you. Alright, so for the fifth question, please tell me a little bit about any resistance you have found to character education.
It's not really a resistance, but then, again, referring to the homeroom with 16 kids, 13 kids, there are some students who need to be reprimanded so many times compared to other kids. It's not the resistance of they don't, I mean, how to say this, in the homeroom, okay, we have a lot of activities, so at times the kids will respond well and some will not, okay, and there are the kids that not responded that well. Sometimes that they are the problem. It's like, it's okay, but when it comes to something they like, they will respond well. So I would say that's not so much resistant found in the character education, except for kind of depend on the program.
Okay, can you give me the example that they like to? Something about what?
Something that is not education, something is entertainment. Yes, entertainment, like you have to perform things during, you know, MSN has activity week, okay, and they love such things. Something which is very entertainment, not so much on education. But when it comes to education, we need to guide them more and we need to remind them many times, you do this, you do that. So I would say that is the resistance.
Okay, understand. So the sixth question is, which types of programs or activities do you believe are more successful in promoting a sustained character education program? Please explain.
Something that is will be ongoing each and every day. Okay, so in class, for example, I teach English and I will meet the students for 3 times a week, around 1 hour per time or 1.5 hours. So that's where character education is going on. So whatever happens, we will address it straight away. Okay, so that kind of in the classroom. Okay, compared to the homeroom just now, the homeroom activity, we will see students once a week. But then in the class, even though there is not a topic like civic or moral, but then when the teachers in the class, there is an ongoing process. Okay, how you communicate with kids, how they communicate with you, how they behave, how they react to your instruction. That is character education, just ongoing.
Okay. So, other question is, which type of activities or programs do you feel are least successful?
Okay, the least successful one would be something you do it one time off. So to say, like this week or this month you have talk or seminar on bullying. Okay, they will listen to that talk once and then without everyday's reminder, without everyday's advice, okay, they will forget things what they listen on that seminar. So that one time seminar is, for me, I would say the least successful program in character education. But I believe in homeroom activity is a very good one because it is every week, and sometimes more than that.
Okay, understand. So, in homeroom, we can remind the students
Yes,
once a week.
because the group are smaller. Okay, so we sort of know whatever happened with all the 15, 16 kids, what have happened from the heart of the wardens or the other teachers. So yes, I believe in homeroom activities better than one off.
One-off program lah. Okay, so the last question. Are there any noticeable changes in student behavior or morals since you have started character education? Please explain.
Alright, I would like to talk about my Form 1 kids. They are the most challenging one in the whole school. Okay, I am teaching 3 levels, Form 1, Form 3 and Form 5. And then the Form 1 ones are the most challenging types of students. Okay, from the beginning and now it's already how many months they're in school. So the first 2 months were very critical. But now, after a lot of, I would say, teguran or things like advisors, okay, after a lot of being scolded, being advised and whatnot, with the intervention of counseling, some more, okay, and some of the program like weekly meetings with the admins, the school admin. So now we see a little bit of changes. Some of them are more, more civilized. It's not civilized. Okay, there are more discipline. You can see some changes slowly, but there's progress.
Okay, so I think that's all the question I want to ask you. Thank you for your time. That's all from me.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Firstly, my name is Ahmad Firdaus bin Muhammad and I'm interviewing
You can just call me Miss Marisa.
Miss Marisa. Okay, teacher. I call you Teacher Marisa.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Teacher Marisa, thank you for agreeing to participate in this interview. We are interested in learning about character education in your classroom. And first, I want to ask you the question 1.
Okay.
Question 1, tell me about character education in your classroom.
Okay, so hello. I'll be referring to my notes if you don't mind. Okay, so basically character education in my classroom, I think I'm an English teacher. So it's quite lucky that it's also embedded in our syllabus. So for example, even in Form 5, our textbook download, Unit 1, we have a particular section where it features kids helping out at home and doing house chores. So I think it's one of the blessings that we have in our own education system. Some of the character education, it's already embedded in it. Okay, that's in terms of syllabus.
Okay.
Meanwhile, as for me, one of the initiatives I did with a particular class of mine, I introduced a mentor-mentee group whereby they have to collect points. So it's kind of like a positive reinforcement thing, where if you do good deeds, if you manage to be on task, you would get points for it. And I could see that kids are really engaged, and somewhat it has helped them to become more on task and behave in the classroom. And they also displayed good characters throughout. Yeah, so I think that's my tip.
Okay, I see. For mentor-mentee, is it student with student only? Yeah?
Yes. So the mentors will serve as their, as their peer who would guide them. And I also emphasize on positive reinforcement. If they did something good, there would be rewards. And additionally, we also emphasize being respectful towards each other in the classroom.
Okay.
So laughing at others, when if somebody did something wrong, sometimes they would laugh as kids do. That's a definite no-no. We should really be positive and encourage each other.
Okay, I see. Okay, the question 2 is, in your opinion, in character education, a new initiative in school. Please explain.
Okay, so I think character education, it's been there explicitly and also implicitly. Sometimes it's really there like motivational courses, like do this to be good, but it's also embedded. And I think Mara, we have recently been introduced to a method called pedagogy decon. So if I could show, so I think this is what all MRSM teachers are supposed to do. And I particularly like the M part, Mauriza, where we teachers and also peers, our colleagues, we should encourage kids to give positive words, so being good all around. And another factor would be H, Hasana. This is where we teachers serve as role models as well. So I think this particular initiative by Mara, being really explicit in what they expect the teachers to be for their students, is a very good initiative.
I see. So student can learn a good behavior from the teacher, right?
Yes, teachers serves as models.
Okay, question 3. Do you believe character education should be left up to the family, and why?
Okay, I honestly believe it's a shared effort. It's an effort from everyone. So yeah, parents would be the first person contact, the first role models that the kids have to emulate good behavior and such. However, we teachers, we now carry the torch, especially for our students who live in hostels. So now we are their parents, and yes, we should continue to inculcate good beliefs for their character education.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Question number 4. What has been the reaction of parents to character education program?
Okay, I would say in terms of our school, it's been really positive. So for example, if we have over the weekend, sometimes we would have programs, whether it be academic or co-curricular,
their parents would allow the kids and would support them to actively be involved with the programs. And currently, our Form 5 are having examinations. As you could see in front of the hall, I was really impressed because some of these parents, they would come every day, they would support our program, and they would even provide supplementary drinks or snacks in order for their kids to be motivated. So I think it's really strong, the support of parents in our school.
They are very supportive.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Question number 5. Please tell me a little bit about any resistance you have found to character education.
Okay, I would say that largely it's been quite minimal. Alhamdulillah, our kids here, they are really good kids. So whatever we, whenever we give advice and such, they would take our advice. But sometimes I would say that the kids do misbehave. It's just because they are teenagers. They're still developing, they're still trying to find themselves. But otherwise, they are pretty much good with it.
Okay, since our MRSF is Ulul Albab, right?
Yes, especially that. So they really believe in being good.
I see. Okay, question number 6. Which types of programs or activities do you believe are more successful in promoting a sustained character education programs? Please explain.
Okay, if it's to be sustainable, I think it really should be embedded in the curriculum itself, because most of the time in this school, we would meet with kids in class. So imagine they have classes from 7:30 in the morning up until 4. So all throughout our lessons, if it's actively embedded, they would get the most out of the character education thing. And I do believe that all teachers do insert moral values and the good things, good values that they could inside the lesson.
Inside the lesson or informal education, such as give a salam and so on, right?
Correct. Yeah, in our school we could see that, and I think their seniors also actively remind them to give salam to the teachers, help the teachers if they, if we set up projectors in class, sometimes the kids would be upfront and help us with it without them being asked to do so.
Without we telling them.
Yes.
Question.
Correct.
And the last question. Question number 7. Which type of activity? Question number 8. Sorry. Are there any noticeable changes in student behavior or moral since you have started character education? Started character education.
Okay, I could see that initially I did explain that I have set up the mentor-mentee group in my class. I could see that kids are more invested in their learning because they are really competitive. So I turn the competition into something positive. So they would be actively engaged in what they do. They would actually want to do more. And they have also opened up to me, I guess, because it's kind of informal when you have those kind of little competitions going on in class. And I think
they're more energetic lah.
yeah, they are more energetic, they are more responsible because they want to win. That's one thing that they want to do.
Okay, that's all for interviewing today. I'm very thankful for your cooperative and cooperation. Okay, thank you, teacher. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, thank you for taking the time to check Teacher Vida.
Okay, no problem.
I'm excited to learn more about your work in character education. First of all, can you tell me about character education in your classroom?
Okay. Alright. Thank you for interviewing me.
Right.
Okay. In terms of character education in my classroom, since I teach English, so I think what I used to tell the students, English is everything under the sun. So you can learn anything for English. We are not restricted to any syllabus actually. So what I would do is I would always organize activities in the classroom.
For example, group work.
Okay.
Alright, so they learn to tolerate with each other, they learn to communicate with each other, they learn
Interesting.
to give and take, and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, Teacher Vida, in your opinion, is character education a new initiative in school?
Actually, I think it's nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think since years ago we have been doing that.
Okay.
Even through extracurricular activities, actually it's developing their character.
Okay. Okay. And then, so do you believe character education should be left up to the family? And
No.
why?
I don't think so. Because for example, our own students, they live in hostel,
Mm-hmm.
and actually they spend most of their time with us.
True.
You know, the teachers as well as the wardens, and even among their friends. So yeah, to me it's not up to the family, but everyone should be responsible for their character building.
Okay. Alright. Alright. I understand. And then, what has been the reaction of parents to character education programs?
Well, most parents, they
Be
are
honest,
quite,
be honest,
yeah,
Teacher Vida.
yeah, they are quite thankful actually
Okay.
that we are indirectly helping them. You know,
Oh.
helping to mold their children, to educate their children.
In terms of attitude, right?
Yes, and some parents, they might not have the time to do that.
True. True. Okay. And then next, Teacher Vida, could you please tell me a little bit about any resistance you have found to character education?
Okay, I'm not sure whether this is the right response or not,
Mhm.
but I find in certain cases where students might have a discipline problem, some parents can be quite defensive, and they, as if they couldn't accept things that their children might have done here in school, because they would keep on saying that the son or daughter would not be like that at home, you know.
I agree.
Okay, so it's quite a problem to the teacher to make them understand.
So they actually like they expect their sons or daughter ni more in a good
Manners,
good manners. Actually not.
Yes.
Not all of them.
Yes, especially when they are here, not in
Yes.
front of the parents.
True.
Then
I agree with that.
they will start showing their true colors.
And then, Teacher Vida, which type of programs or activities do you believe are more successful in promoting a sustained character education program?
Actually, if we were talking about MRSM, I would say there are many, but one of it, and what MRSM is famous for, would be homeroom.
I agree.
Because like homeroom every year, like for my homeroom for example, every year we would rotate who will be the president, for example, you know, so that throughout the how many years they are here, everybody get to experience the responsibility of being a leader.
Okay.
So that is one of it.
Alright. Next, in your opinion, which type of activities or programs do you feel are least successful, Teacher Vida?
I can't think of any actually, but I think something that is more teacher-centered, where teacher would be doing everything, that might not be a good program.
Student-centered, right?
Yeah, it should be student-centered, where students should take up more responsibilities
Rather
in
than
doing
teachers.
things. Yes, rather than the teacher who has to do all the thinking, preparing materials, so on
Solving
and
the
so forth.
problems.
Yeah, solving the problem.
I agree with that. Okay, last not least, are there any noticeable changes in student behavior or moral since you have started the character education?
Okay, I feel that again back to my English class, they tend to be more confident. For example, in terms of speaking, you know, because like for example, at the beginning of the year, I would keep on telling them it's okay to make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. Even I make mistakes sometimes, but we learn from that.
So you,
and then nothing will happen to you if you make mistake. You won't die because of that.
means we can motivate.
Yes, you motivate, and at the same time you do not criticize them. You keep on motivating them positively. So once they have the confidence, slowly they wouldn't hesitate anymore to speak in front of class.
Especially in the hall.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all from me.
Alright.
Teacher Vida, thank you so much for sharing your insight on character
Okay, no
education.
problem.
It sounds like you're making a real impact in your students.
Inshallah.
Any last words?
Well, all the best to you.
Thank you, Teacher Vida.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so for today, I'll be interviewing Teacher Hilda. Okay, first of all, thank you, Teacher Hilda, for joining me for today. So I'm looking forward to hearing your insight on character education. So to start, could you please tell me about character education in your classroom?
Okay, alright, Irfan, thank you for choosing me. Okay, basically character education in my classroom, it involves group project, group presentation, and also discussions. So through those kind of activities, the values indirectly being instilled. For example, they need to be to cooperate with each other, to respect everyone's opinions. So basically, that is the character education in my classroom.
I see. That sounds engaging. Okay. Next question. In your opinion, is character education a new initiative in school? And could you please explain?
I think, as far as I've been teaching, especially in English, we have been doing this all this while. Because every time we have in every lesson we would have group project, group work, and they need to give their everyone has to give opinions, discussions based on the task given. So I think this is not something new. It's just that it has been a long.
We practice it already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, do you believe character education should be left up to the family, and why?
Okay, I think in the beginning, yes, they come from their family, but the school will provide more opportunity for the students to build up their characters, because at school they have different backgrounds. Everyone has different backgrounds, so that is the chance for them to mingle around and get to know each other's differences, so to tolerate the differences with each other. Okay, and then they need to respect their friends' different way of lifestyle.
Yeah, and because of they have different backgrounds,
Yes,
right?
so that's how they can have a positive character education in school.
Okay. So, what has been the reaction of parents to character education programs? What do you think?
I think so far in English we do not have any complaint, because we have programs and stuff, right? So some parents would have a positive responses towards it, because they say it's something useful for the students. So I think there shouldn't be a problem, not so much.
Okay, okay. Alright. Next question. Please tell me a little bit about any resistance you have found to character education, especially here at Malaysia.
Maybe here, sometimes we tend to, because we are rushing with the syllabus and all, so we tend to leave some of the values behind. So because
of the time,
Yeah,
limited time
yeah.
to finish the syllabus, and yeah.
So we tend to, as long as the students get what we are teaching, and that's it. And then we forgot to have the what do you call it? To give some feedbacks of what they have to do. Sometimes.
A reflection.
Reflection. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Which types of programs or activities do you believe are most successful in promoting a sustained character education program? Please explain.
I think here the way they group the homerooms, right, in classroom, I think that is a good idea, good way. When they have one homeroom together in one classroom, so the students will get to know each other more, and of course they come from different situations, different backgrounds. Yeah, so that's how they learn of different situations, and the responsibility to help each other. And the other one is through mentoring systems, right? The mentor-mentee things. Yeah. So maybe when let's say one person is good, and to help the weak one, so that's how they feel responsible to make their friends be at par with them. Right?
And I think they are comfortable to each other.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And next question, which type of activities or programs do you feel are least successful? Okay, please explain.
When I talk, sometimes when I like to talk to my students after certain programs at school. So from their feedbacks, they do not like things like a talk which involve all the students, because when it involves a big group, so it's difficult for them to understand, to pay attention, because the speaker will talk about in general. So perhaps in the future, the counselors, they will have something
separate
to cater into smaller groups needs.
So I think it will be more effective.
Yes.
Okay, teacher. Last question. Are there any noticeable changes in student behavior or moral since you have started character education? Yeah, please explain.
I think, in my opinion, it's not fully successful yet, because, for example, we can see nowadays the lower secondary students, there are cases where they bully their friends. So I think the character education doesn't work so much, because if they understand what character education is, they will respect each other's differences. They wouldn't do that with their friends, right? But as they grow up, when they to upper secondary forms, they tend to become matured, right? And as you can see, the Students Representative Council, when they have the president especially, he or she will look after the whole students in the school. So as they grow up, then they become mature.
The process, right? Progress. Yeah,
So
5
takes
years
time.
here,
Yes,
right?
it takes time.
Yeah, I think that's all for my questions, and I appreciate Teacher Hilda. Thank you so much for joining me, for participating in this. Yeah, any last word?
And thank you to you too, Irfan. So at least it makes me learn new terms for this, right? Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Najibullah bin Romaino, and today I'm with my beloved senior teacher, and I would like to I'm only inviting my senior teacher to introduce herself.
Okay, thank you, Najib. My name Wan Suraifa bintu Ishaq, chemistry teacher 10 years, 10 years in teaching chemistry.
I see. Right. First of all, I would like to say that thank you so much for agreeing to be my respondent for today's interview. Okay.
You're most welcome.
Right. We are very interested in learning about character education in your classroom. So the first question I would like to ask is that, is it possible for you to share with us about character education in your classroom?
Okay, actually character education is really important. We as teachers supposed to implement and embedded the character education all the time during our lesson.
I see. Alright. So second question is that, in your opinion, is character education a new initiative in school?
For me, it's not new initiative. Actually, character education is from maybe before this we don't call as character education, right? So, but now maybe the new term character education. It's not a new initiative because all the teachers with what can I say? All the children, sorry. Their golden age with the parents is from 0 to 7 years old. But after 7 to 17 years old, most of the time they spend at school. So their character will be built from people around them. So adult around them is supposed to be the teachers.
I see. That's a very interesting insight. Okay, so do you believe that character education should be left only to the family?
Okay, like what I respond just now.
Okay.
Most of the time, students will spend with the teacher. So for sure, if we left the character education to the parent, and we know parents nowadays are very busy with their works, and they only spend like 5 hours with their children. So most of the time, maybe they are tired and they don't have time to like instill their student, their children. So we cannot leave this character education to the parents.
I see. I do believe that those things as well. Okay, so question number 5 is that, please share with us any rejection, any resistance during implementation of character education.
Okay, for sure, any character that we try to embed it to the children, some parents they don't like. Why? Because they have their own way to educate their children for certain values. But it's not meaning that we have to stop. Okay, we supposed to continue because we are not just educate one people, we educate thousands of children and students.
Right. So among all programs, event, activities, which programs that do you think that has impact or the most success in building character education?
Okay, for me, character education will be more successful is we embedded the program, any program, not just program during the class, maybe outside program like leadership program, or maybe we have like program jalan-jalan with the students. Okay, so any program that we try to design with our students, we must always put character education as one of the character that we try to design that.
I see. So we talk about the most successful one. So how about the least impactful or the least effective programs?
The least effective program will happen when we design the program and we left behind the character education. Like we try to teach them how to answer the question, like follow the SPM format, and at the same time we just focus on the subject matter. So we don't add on the values during our lesson.
I see. Okay, and final question is that throughout months, years of educating your students, do you notice any noticeable changes in their behavior, maybe in the moral as well during the implementation of character education?
Yeah, day by day, I can see my students are more respectful. Okay, have high responsibility, caring, and they respect others. Okay, but we as teachers must be very patient to design them, because it's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Yes, I do agree. Okay, so for all these questions has been asked, that's all from us today. I would like to say again, thank you so much for today's sharing. And by then, I would like to say that Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and thank you.
You're welcome. I'm honored.